Good evening, everyone. Welcome aboard to The Danny Show. Hosted by your host, of course, your boy, Daniel Cody, giving you commentary reviews on all things wrestling. Before I get started, thank you to the new subscriber who signed in. Thank you so much. For all of you who are here, welcome to the show. Thank you for your views. All the newcomers, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to be notified on all things wrestling. Wow. I got to get my words together because tonight was a very interesting night. First and foremost, I'm glad Bayley didn't yank Bianca's earrings off like she did last time. Hope this Sunday I will be rooting for Bianca Belair to win the match and continue her well-deserved reign as Smackdown Women's Tag Team Champion. And then we can bring up the Undertaker meme and put it next to Bayley. A meme that will live forever. Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. That's a meme that will live forever. Also, I hope Kevin Owens defeats Sami Zayn. I'm going to tell you something, folks. There's an old saying, WWE loves to give these old commercials saying, don't try this at home. That Nigerian thumbnail, which is originally named the Samoan Spike by the late Umaga, who is also part of the Anoa'i family alongside The Rock, the Usos, and Roman Reigns. It's called the Samoan Spike. But don't try that stuff at home. Every time I see that movie, it just makes me think you could kill somebody with that thing. Rollins versus Cesaro. Can't wait to see that. Hope Cesaro wins. Hopes Rollins gets a headache again. But also, the match between Bianca and Bayley is going to be inside Hell in a Cell. Hopefully Bianca wins. Bayley is, like Sasha, is going to be 0-2 at the first two Hell in a Cell pay-per-views in my personal prediction. But let's get down to some real serious business. Besides the fact that Shinsuke Nakamura is the official king of the ring now, that he has defeated Baron Corbin. And does that mean we can stop hearing that ridiculous Royal opening and just go back to hearing his original theme without any special Royal remixes? I'm not saying that it's bad, it's just I just haven't heard the original in a long time because we always hear that Royal opening and stuff. So we're going to see what happens next week. But let's get down to real important business. Last week, we saw a very disturbing act by Roman Reigns when Roman powerbombed Rey Mysterio's son Dominic over the top rope like a bag of bricks, in Rey Mysterio's words. So tonight, Rey Mysterio got the Hell in a Cell match that he wished for, but after being angry all week long, he could not wait till this Sunday. He wanted the match tonight, and tonight will go down in history as the first time Hell in a Cell was seen on network television. Keep that in mind, because I know what you're thinking. It's been on live television before, but that was on cable television back on the USA Network in '98 when Kane and Mankind took on Stone Cold and The Undertaker, which saw Stone Cold brutalize Paul Bearer inside Hell in a Cell for some of the mean things he said about Undertaker and Kane's mother. Also, we saw a brutalization of Kane versus Mankind, which ended up in a no contest on a Monday Night Raw episode in '98, just several days before SummerSlam Highway to Hell. But for the first time ever, a Hell in a Cell match is on television, network television, not cable, network. Let's get that fact importantly stated. However, we couldn't wait till Sunday. And I have to be honest, I did not like Rey Mysterio's odds. I am a huge Rey Mysterio fan, but considering his size You have to look at the fact that he's never competed inside Hell in a Cell. Roman Reigns has. You also have to consider his size. And he has a size disadvantage as usual, but he overcomes it. And he has a strength advantage as usual, but he overcomes it. But this time you have size and strength disadvantage alongside the fact of no Hell in a Cell experience, but he has something that most people, family members, can relate to. And that is an anger for someone who messes with family. Me personally, I feel like WWE is Smackdown rather is becoming a bit of a Fast and Furious franchise in its own, because you have Roman Reigns and his fight to keep his family strong, and then you have Rey Mysterio, who is fighting to defend his family because one guy crossed his. It's like watching the Fast and Furious franchise, because we all know it's all about family, Paul. I stick at voiceovers. I don't know why I keep trying. But either way, tonight was just like the Fast and Furious franchise. It's all about the family. And to my surprise, my joyful surprise, Rey Mysterio came out of the blocks very destructive. Roman Reigns could barely use any offense, because Rey Mysterio came in, he had a chair. Then he started swinging the chair. Then he took a toolbox to his head. Before the toolbox, he blew a fire extinguisher at him and things of that nature, and used that fire extinguisher. Then he took the same chair and crushed Roman and pressed it towards Roman's throat, and then tried to crush Roman by hanging the chair on his neck and pushing him towards the cell and the ring post. So Rey Mysterio came ready to fight tonight. I was happy to see Rey give out some offense. Unfortunately, however, Roman Reigns caught up, and the turnabout of the match happened when, like last week, as disturbing, Roman Reigns powerbombed Rey Mysterio out of the ring. Except this time, Rey Mysterio hit his back on the Hell in a Cell fence and then fell downward, and it was defeat from there. Roman ended up locking the guillotine lock, which made Rey Mysterio tap out. And to add insult to injury, after Jimmy Uso came to raise Roman's hand in victory, Roman goes and attacks Rey Mysterio again. A lot of people say, let me make this point, a lot of people believe that Roman Reigns is the greatest, and I have to say this a certain way, my mother could be watching sometime. Hi, Mom. Roman Reigns is what many consider one of the greatest bad donkey heels there is. For those of you who are new to the wrestling franchise or are not familiar with it, heel is a vocabulary not for a woman's shoe, but for a vocabulary as being a wrestling villain, whereas babyface is vocabularized as the heroic wrestler, or in some cases the anti-hero, like Stone Cold Steve Austin was. However, Roman is one of the greatest heels in my personal opinion right now, much to the point where you can't help but wonder who is going to dethrone the guy. You know someone's a good heel when you say to yourself, when you think within yourself, when he is finally dethroned, it's going to be confetti and laps running and everybody is jumping up and cheering. And it's going to be a lot of jumping and cheering, and it's going to be electric like NXT was, because keep in mind, WWE is going back on the road in July. So I'm real excited to see how that works out. And when Roman gets dethroned, the celebration in that arena is going to be lit. It's going to be fire, in my personal opinion. But Roman Reigns, one of the baddest heels we've ever seen, and one of the most unstoppable heels. When you think of heels, when you think of anybody that is a heel that was hard to stop in that manner, you can probably think of the sadistic Randy Orton when he was a heel. He was quite a heelish person in himself. With JBL was more so of just that arrogant person. I think I'm better than you and all that other stuff. And we couldn't stand him because of his arrogant ways and his um, I'm better than you. All of you are beneath me. I'm a wrestling god. And just played off that kind of stuff. And he did well at being a heel. Not to mention some of the offensive things he said in the early part of his run as JBL, which was offensive towards people in the ethnicity of his true life best friend, Eddie Guerrero. But even The Undertaker said he is proud of how Roman Reigns is carrying his character. And The Undertaker is usually a fan favorite, but there were a couple of times where he was a heel himself, including his heelish championship run in 2002. And I wondered for a second if Roman Reigns was going to take a page out of The Undertaker's book and have Roman raise Mysterio's hand out of respect. However, that did not happen. And in my personal opinion, I don't know. So I'll ask you, the viewers, who was the more unstoppable heel? Who was the more bad donkey heel? Roman Reigns or the 2002 Undertaker? Because keep in mind, Undertaker did some things in himself, throwing the Hardy Boys off the ramp, throwing Jeff Hardy off the ramp with the last ride, and then tossing Lita off the ramp as well. And this was back when it was acceptable for guys to be abusive or aggressive towards the female wrestlers. Now that is completely unacceptable, and I am very respectful and understand that matter. However, I really can't say who is the most unstoppable heel between him, Roman, and don't forget Kane from 2003. Man, late 2003 rather, when he first took off his mask. He did some really cringy stuff. But Roman, that's one of the toughest heels I've ever seen so far, in my personal opinion. One of the toughest heels. Better yet, I think I have my answer. Roman Reigns, as much as I am a huge Undertaker fan, Roman Reigns is the toughest bad donkey heel that we have ever seen, hands down. Because while The Undertaker was quite the bad heel himself, Roman has been champion since August, late August, I think it was mid-August. Roman has been champion since mid-August of last year, and he is going to break JBL's record, who was also a Smackdown heel. He's going to break his record for longest reigning champion in Smackdown history. Sorry, JBL, your record's about to be broken. And that's all the time I have for you tonight, folks. I can't wait to see Hell in a Cell this Sunday. Also, speaking of Undertaker, I really hope they let The Undertaker narrate the opening to Hell in a Cell. I really do. We saw John Cena narrate the opening of Night of Champions last year. We saw Batista narrate the opening to Backlash a couple of months back. We gotta see Undertaker open up Hell in a Cell pay-per-view narrating in the background. That would be one of the top WWE fan bucket lists for me personally. So I hope that happens. But if it doesn't, it's all good. But I'll be so happy if it does. But that's all the time I got for you right now. Let's keep our fingers crossed that The Undertaker narrates. But until then, this has been a Danny Show, and I'll see you again next time. Peace out.